What's up, pussies? It's WokeFX event day number 2. It's going to be up in the Sky Lounge up there. I need to park up, and Devon's here as well, and a few of the other WokeFX members. And yeah, we're gonna go out and have a good time. So, as you probably heard in the car, it's our second WokeFX event. We've got Devon here. Hello, buddy. He's come down for it. We've got about 6 or 7 more coming later, and then we've got, in total, I think it's 30 coming tomorrow, which is ideal because we've got 42 beers. It's about 1.5 beers per person, and we've got 1 million more coming. That's it. We're going to go about our day as usual. Then we're going to go to the... Cheers, mate. That's cute, isn't it? What's that then? That's that then. Drives away shouting you're gay. No, I don't really know what to say now. Rattled. Yeah, I don't really know what to do now. We're going for beers. We've retrieved some jelly tots, and this is where we are going to be doing our WokeFX Meetup 2.0. As you can see, we've got a nice view of the airfields, just in case we need to get in the PJ and hop on holiday quickly. And yeah, in here, let's show up. This is where we're. And this is where the meetup's going to be. So I'm just going to be speaking over there, probably chatting a load of shit. Everyone's going to be sat. I don't know if we're going to we might take the tables away and get all the chairs just straight up to there, but if not, it's just literally going to look exactly like this. I mean, yeah, that's it pretty much for this day. We're going to go Captain's Club now. I think we've got, like I said, about 8 or 9 of us lads going to grab some food, a couple pints, 1 million pints, maybe a bit more, no less though. And that's it. I'm still a bit rattled from the builders. We're viciously hungover. Look at everyone. Devon, Riley, Jesse, Ollie. Jimmy's probably throwing up in the toilet right now, all fucked from the previous night, but we move. I've got a lovely presentation to make and do. It's everyone's coming in about 10 minutes, yet to finish the presentation that I'm about to present. Yeah, quite violently hungover, out into the depths of the night, and now we're all here, bright and early, ready to do stuff and get up for it, aren't we? Sam, you look proper up for it, mate. You look well excited for this. Now. The nerves are racking up. Might have a beer to take the edge off. But yeah, still extremely hungover. We'll get up for it in a second, won't we, Sam? Do right, mate. I'll get Sam to do a speech. I'll just stick you up there and see what you do. See what tricks you play. Yeah, the way that we're going to do it for this hour or so, it's just going to be me presenting this poorly made presentation that I finished about 10 minutes ago. We're going to go through kind of like a lot of the stuff that's happened since the last meetup. The last meetup we're going to show you in a second, but I think we had 100 members overall that have been in Woke. Now we've doubled that in the space of about 6 months. So all of you guys pretty much are new faces, which is great, like I said. But it's going to be important to understand how we're doing things differently now compared to even just 6 months ago, because there is quite a few big changes, including these 2 lads, and Dan, who unfortunately can't be with us today. But there will be a bit from Dan, I hope, at some point. Let's get on to it. As I mentioned, in terms of growth, in September, that was just me and 2 other people who I don't actually know exactly who it was. So that's when we started. Then obviously September 23, so a whole year later, we had quite a few kind of chops and changes, I believe, at that stage. And we're at 60 members. Then fast forward to now, 221 members and 55 funded traders. You've probably all heard me say. A lot of you guys in particular have been in for like not that long at all. So to get results like that in such a short period of time, crazy results. Like you've probably heard me say a million times, the place that I learned from, there was 800 plus people in it and 5 or 6 six-figure funded traders out of the whole thing for 4 or 5 years. So credit to yourselves, credit to the team at Woke as well. The results have been crazy with the amount of people that we've got. Naturally, as a company grows bigger, as more and more members come on, we're going to have, you'd expect the ratios to get worse and worse and worse, but it hasn't. It's actually gotten better. From here to here, the fact that we've maintained a level of 25% pretty much of getting funded is pretty insane, bearing in mind most of you have been on for only a few months. But yeah, that's pretty much the progression. The average statistics of 1% of traders getting funded, obviously even less getting a payout. The fact that we're doing 55 of them is literally crazy. It's not all due to us as well. It's obviously all down to your own hard work. for those of you that are newer, you can see the progression from a lot of the people that have been in for a long period of time. The level, like for example, these boys are at, you can ask a question in the Discord and you've got 55 people who have all gotten to a level that only 1% of traders get to. In that process, you're getting the best feedback from a very high leveled community. We're going to go over a few topics that are kind of question marks over the industry. So prop firms at the moment, my opinion on it, probably get some of your guys' opinion on it as well. Who here's in a challenge or funded at the moment? Hands up. Love that. Cool. So everyone's using these prop firms, so it's quite an important thing to talk about and go over. In terms of my mindset with them at the moment, out of all people, I've had probably one of the worst experiences with a lot of prop firms, and I know you boys have as well, in terms of props going under, left, right, centre, funding going, rejecting payouts, KYCs going. There's loads of stuff at the moment that's a little bit wrong with the industry. I'm guessing you guys know how prop firms work generally. Obviously, the way they generate money is through the failed challenges. The reason why a majority of them are going under at the moment is because the line between profit and making the challenges like too easy, that's kind of where they're at the moment. Like even for me, I got rejected a payout the other day. And that was because like a really bad rule. It's not even a rule really. It was basically minimum trading days, which isn't a thing past your first payout with ACG. So that was a bit weird. And the guy emailed me and I was speaking to him. I was like, that's really strange of you to like just reject a payout. And it was basically saying that it was because they need to tighten up and they're tightening up on X, Y, and Z. And like I said, that'll be because they're getting a lot of people now getting to the payout stage. One red flag for me with prop firms is over-marketing, too cheap deals. The reason why FTMO has been around the longest, the reason why that's the best prop firm, is because they don't budge on pricing. Yeah, FTMO are the ones that are like always going to stay around, in my opinion, or going to be around the longest. So if you guys do go with anyone, that's who I recommend. We're not affiliated to anyone, obviously. All I'll say is, if you're seriously wanting to do this, if you're trying to take trading seriously, myself as well, do as much research into the prop firm that you're doing. Like I said, the red flags for me are over mass marketing, way too good deals. I mean, we've seen it with Day Funded, for example. Buy one, get one free, and like 25% off, something like that, 50% off. Like, no wonder they couldn't pay out. So I said, if you're going to take it seriously, I would just start with FTMO. I still would say ACG just about, because there's not many good ones. That's my kind of thoughts on prop firms. The way that the company's developed, like I said, last meetup, this wasn't even a thing that we were really discussing. A little bit, but nowhere near as much as we are at the moment. Obviously, where there is more mentors now, there's more people obviously that trade in different styles. And in all the calls you've had with me, we like that, to be honest. I don't want everyone to be like a carbon copy of exactly how I trade or how Dan trades or whatever. At the end of the day, we're all individuals. At the same time, we're here to make you as much money as possible and get you profitable as quickly. So the reason why we have a mechanical system that we've been pushing more is because you guys coming in new, we can like say, you will be profitable from that. You're coming in, you want to get results in, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and you want to understand everything from scratch. The easiest way for us to get you profitable is to teach you a mechanical system. That's not to mean that there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of people in the Discord at the moment feel like because I'll take a trade discretionary, or Ryan and Jesse will take a really advanced trade, everyone's like, oh, I need to learn that because otherwise I can't be profitable. That's not the case. You can be profitable in your own ways. They might be more profitable in some weeks. Like, for example, I think it was last week, even the YouTube video I just released was literally a video talking through a mechanical system. I made it on the video. It's actually quite similar to the one that we teach, to be fair. It did like 6% last week. What I'm trying to get at is that I'm not now like, oh shit, that's done 6%. I better not ever trade the way that I've been trading for the last 4 or 5 years. I'll start trading the mechanical system. It's not like that. The way that you suit trading, the way that you want to trade, and what works for you, you've got to make that decision and commit to it. That's what I'd say at the moment. Like I said, I don't want anyone to feel like there's a better one. It doesn't really mean much in terms of it's just what you prefer. I think obviously with mechanical, people think, oh, you don't need to make decisions. It's just like following a rules-based system. But at the end of the day, if that makes you more money, like who cares? But yeah, I was kind of interested again. Who here trades more mechanically than discretionary? 2, 3. By mechanically, I literally just mean like, I don't know, for example, you trade 3 confluences on 1 pair at 1 session and you have a fixed risk reward. So for me, it is like that. It's very close to mechanical, but the only things that I really change is my entry model in terms of scaling in, and then my take profits. My take profits are the biggest thing that I'm very like discretionary with. I mean, you boys were even talking about it yesterday. When we first launched the Discord, I took so many partials. We moved up. But then you look at Dan, for example, we trade very similarly. Dan doesn't take any partials, and he doesn't move to break even. But we trade the same strategy. See how like it's a mechanical system, but we've added discretion to it with different traders. And that's kind of where a lot of the time the sweet spot is. But you guys need to have that one-to-one time with me, one-to-one time with the boys, or Dan, and we can identify the exact way that you boys, or girls, sorry, want to trade exactly. That's kind of how we're going to get the best results here. Right, so this is a little bit of a flex now. Nearly 2 years operating, how have we done so far? We're going to see kind of the results that we've gotten so far, and that we're not chatting shit. We've got that. We've got probably quite a few people here already. Jay, obviously Jay and Sal. I think Jay might be back soon, so probably come to the next one. But they're obviously in Thailand at the moment. Eli's got about 50 million certificates. I think I've only put 1 or 2 of his up. But these are just some of the ones that we've got. But we keep going. Still got more. A lot of ACGs, so which fair play. I've granted like 90% of you guys said you're over ACG. Ronnie and Jesse up there. Nathan, recent one, got some more. It's very heartwarming, and obviously seeing like this many people, we're not a huge company and there's not many people that have been in for like a long period of time. Normally, this took me 3 years to do. And how long have you been in work, Ethan?
End of January.
End of January? So you've done it in about, what, half a year, pretty much. Way quicker than what I did. And what I'm stressing is just having that one call, whether it's a month or a week or every couple months, whatever it is, should outline exactly what we're doing right and wrong. And that will save you just so much time. For me, I literally just learned from basically worse than our beginner's course. So a lot of it was like me just having to find what works and what doesn't, watch a new video, try and find that. And it's a nightmare. So to see the results we've actually created, very heartwarming. Still go. I don't know what else I really need to say, to be fair. That's kind of all of our funding. Recently, we've done a little trade with the month award for some reason. Mr. Daniel Field. Unfortunately he can't be with us today, but he didn't even tell me about this. I saw it on, he's quite a humble bloke. Doesn't, obviously, with payouts, don't ever feel stressed to like publicise them. A lot of people don't. That's absolutely fine, but I've made sure that he's all right with me posting it. Yeah, he's a small lad. No, he's tiny, mate. He's tiny. Look at him. Won't go into it into too depths because he's not here, and I don't know what he wants and what he doesn't want me to talk about. Not really fair for me to do that when he's, well, just not present. But that is just ridiculous. He's done that in 2 weeks, obviously, of trading that account. I think he's fine with me saying this. He's got another one on the way, again, within 2 weeks, not with that account, with another account. And that's just to show, like, it's not just, he's committed to it for a long period of time. A lot of people get to a stage where they're a year in, 6 months in, even with us, because not everyone's going to guarantee results. We can't guarantee you're going to get to that in 6 months' time or a year. We can't do that because you're all individuals. As much as we want to keep accountable as much as possible, we don't see what you guys do. Like if you had me behind you, or Riley and Jesse, or Dan behind you when you're taking your trades, etc., I'm sure you trade completely differently. That's obviously just credit to Dan, because that's ridiculous. Like Dan's been trading brand new a year and a half. To be able to say when he joined Woke to now, he's able to make 5 figures from I think that's an 100k account as well, by the way. 10% in 2 weeks on the 100k account. Yeah, that's Dan's story. What's next for Woke? Obviously, you guys are like the next generation of Woke traders. I actually think in terms of results, the pace to results is so much quicker than it's ever been before. Initially, when it was just me, right before we even had any sort of videos on any other platforms, everything was in Discord. It was made in my garage. Like, it was not done properly. It was done as best as I could, but still nowhere near the level it's at now. And we're looking to take that a step further. So we're looking to get to basically Woke 3.0. So we're going to completely redo the whole process. Is just ridiculously good. It is good now, to be honest. Like I said, the pace to everyone getting funded, the pace to everyone getting payouts, etc., is much quicker than it's ever been before. But this should take it to the next level. I'm going to do everything a lot more in depth, and then you've probably seen how things are being done a little bit different in the Discord. Main thing that we've kind of changed at the moment that you've probably noticed is these 7 p.m. calls being a lot more educational based, rather than just me talking about where I think GU is going to go or where our POIs are and stuff like that. We'll do that every night, but I think if we use that as more of like, let's say I've had so many calls where it's just like one question that can really quickly be answered, but there's probably 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 other people in the Discord with the same question. Doing those calls every day is going to get you guys to a level much quicker. So if you really want this and you want to get it as soon as possible, joining every single call will get you there 10 times quicker, because you're basically to a degree getting a one-to-one every single day. because you can ask whatever you want. And yeah, that's the main thing we're doing. And like I said, the actual materials in the courses all getting redone. So yeah, that's going to be the revamp. I don't know if we'll do any sort of like rebranding or do anything different. The name's kind of questionable. When I made it, it wasn't a big thing, but it's what it is now. I've got to kind of firm it. The next thing that I kind of want to do is, I don't know if we're going to ever do another one here. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do a huge one here. I don't know how long we're actually going to operate from here in the future, because we've been here over a year now. It's a really cool place, but I don't know how many of you have seen my office. I know you boys went in there earlier, but it's a very lonely place. I just end up annoying Sam all day and coming down and just attacking you most of the day. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with that. I think the plan is we're going to move out soon to an apartment, I believe. So what we're going to do for trading events is we're going to open up a bit more. Probably going to do it in London. The next one I've got in mind is a big one in London, and it will be open. So it won't just be woke people, it'll be just open to people. I say that, we're gonna have like a section of it where it's only woke people. So whether it's earlier or later, etc. But then we'll open up so it's a bit bigger thing. I might even get like some of the people I've networked with this last year in, so you can start speaking to other people that do completely different stuff, just so you can start to network a bit more, because I think trading's a lot of people in the industry and a lot of it's scams, and it's very hard to actually find legit people. Luckily, obviously, me speaking to a lot of them, it's very easy to suss out who's actually legit and who's not. And if they've got value that they can give you, I'm here for it. We all want to get better. So yeah, that's the plan with any sort of events. Basically, we've been trying to play around with the fund for about literally a year. I've had a lot of conversations with hedge fund managers, had a lot of conversations with like people who run funds, etc. And it's a very weird one. So when I was talking about prop firms earlier, this would be the thing that to me would naturally be the replacement to prop firms, or obviously having personal capital. I don't want all of you to be scared. I've met messages from all of you guys and the people who are already in Woke about like worrying if prop firms are going to be around next week or next year or next 10 years. Doesn't really matter. I went full-time trading without prop firms. I think it was about 3 or 4 months after going full-time that I got my first funded account. It's one of those things that you don't need. It's just being able to adapt to trading a personal account. Obviously, there's benefits. There's the way that you treat a challenge account, for example, or a funded account is completely different to how you treat a personal account or a demo. And they're all different beasts, which is why at the moment we're very much tamed to funding, because everyone wants to get funded. It's the quickest way to get a consistent stream of income. So that's why we specialize in that now. But as we move away from prop firms to a degree, if we start seeing, I mean, they're going down quite a lot. So we don't want ultimately all of you guys to have all of your eggs just in the prop firm basket. I look at it, if you've got, for example, Dan's just gotten a $10,000 payout. In my eyes, that pays for, so he would get about 10 200k challenges with that, or 20 100ks. Now, like I've said this a million times, you've all probably heard me say it. If you've got 20 100k challenges, you take all of them, you're trading a 4 risk to reward with, and this is how I trade them, completely up to you how you want to trade these challenges, but you see me pass them in one trade, or one day, or get funded 200k in a couple of days. And the way that I do that is because I'll take, let's say, 4 challenges, and on each one, I'll be taking 2% risk, and I'll be doing a 4R, because that's normally what I trade anyways. So if I'm taking a 2% risk, 2 of them might lose, 2 of them might win. Those 2 win, that's 2 past challenges. If the other 2 lose, I'm 2% down. I'm still very much recoverable. And the other 2 are now on to phase 2. And obviously to get past phase 2, I would scale down the risk. Personally, I scale down the risk back to 1%. On 1% risk, again, you're trading 4Rs, you only really need 1 win if you trade a 5R, or if you scale your position or elongate your take profit, whatever it is, it's not too hard to then get past that phase 2, and you've got 2 accounts there. That's the kind of way that I do it. And at the end of the day, if he's got a 10k payout, that now pays for 10 200ks. 5 would go to phase 2 just from that first position on each one. 5 would lose if he's got a 50% win rate, 4Rs. And he would then, let's say he's on the phase 2s, and he probably passed maybe 3 out of the 5 just from that first trade. That's now an extra 600k in funding just from that one payout. And he's got 7 200ks that are either 1% down or 2% down. Yeah, so the way that I normally do it is that you get a challenge, or get multiple challenges so you don't feel like really pressured on one. When you take the challenge, you don't take the position on all the accounts. You take like one position on one account, so that one day you see a good trade, it's a 2% risk, it's a 4R. You take that on one account, but if obviously you lose that, you're just 2% down. But if you've got another account, you're waiting for another trade the next day, you take that trade, it's 2%, you win it. You pass that account. And like I said, the first one, it's not lost, it's just 2% down. It's one of those things, the reason why I normally get multiple challenges is because it takes the stress off that first one. I've seen people be in challenges, I'm not gonna go for each individual, but I've seen people in challenges for far too long. Like way too long in my opinion. And the reason for that is because you need to make normally 10% to get past phase one. You've got 10% to lose. That's 100% of your equity. If you're trying to do that properly, it's going to take you a year. Properly. If you're actually trying to properly trade that, it will take you a year. That's good returns. For a 100% return in a year as a trader, that's good. What I'm trying to get at is that, in my opinion, the challenges should be done in a relatively quick manner. Not just gambling, obviously, but a relatively quick manner because you're not making any money. I've had people come up to me, I get on calls with people who are obviously looking to get started with Woke, and they think they've gotten to a really high level because they've passed phase one, or they've passed phase one 3 times in the last 3 years. And they think, oh, okay, I've gotten to that stage, but you're not actually making any money. There's no stage there where you've actually received payouts, received money into your bank, or you traded personal, or anything. I also want to have another thing in trading that's not just education or not just trading with people's, obviously, equity investments. So, something that I thought was quite interesting, it's a little fun product. You guys might think it's shit, it probably is. But I think it's quite a cool idea. Basically, whenever people are doing well in trading, whenever you see someone doing well, they'll buy a Rolex, they'll buy a nice car, they'll buy something to show their status and show that they're good at whatever they're doing. They don't even need to be a trader, they could just be doing good in life. Now, with traders, I used you boys as an example the other day. You were in a gas station, or a petrol station, weren't you? Someone saw your phone or something and they were like, oh, that's Rob or Sal, I can't remember if it's me or Sal. And then you have a conversation and you network a bit, and I don't know if you've got his socials or anything like that, but it's just interesting to network with traders. And the thing is you boys had that on your screen. So they were literally he was like over your shoulder looking at you do that. I've had someone recently book a call with me because he's a firefighter, a really interesting story. He's a firefighter. He went to someone's house. It's like a 17-year-old kid. I actually don't know who it is, but he's been in the Discord for like literally pretty much when it started. And he was like obviously annoyed because his house was like smoking and shit. But he was in his garden, the firefighter was taking care of him, and he was like, oh, so what do you do? And he's like, I'm a trader. And he's like, oh, the firefighter was like interested in obviously like how much money he makes, stuff like that. It's like, how much money do you make as a 17-year-old? He's like, oh, I do about $2,000 a month from trading. And he's like, what the fuck? Like how do I get started? And that's how I booked the call. So that's probably the weirdest way I've personally been recommended to someone, or Woke's been recommended to someone. But quite a cool story. When you're trying to network with traders, it's very hard. So what we want to do is create a status identifying object for traders. So let's say you're about and you see someone with a Rolex, you think, okay, they're cool, maybe I'll network with them. If you saw someone wearing something specific for trading, whether it's a ring or a bracelet or something that's specifically trading related, you would then go and network with them and be like, oh, you trade? Oh, cool, what's that? Like, what do you trade? Or whatever, you can network a bit better. Our kind of plan is to have some sort of object or some sort of product that basically shows that you're a trader and that you can unlock certain things. So let's just use an example, it's a bracelet. You get a certain design, but you have to prove that you're a 7-figure funded trader or that you're a 6-figure funded trader. So you unlock like the next levels of products, if you get what I'm saying. I feel like it's not a hit, but if I saw someone with a really expensive trading ring that showed that he was like a 7-figure funded trader, I'd be like, fucking really want to go and speak to him a lot more. Right, so that is the presentation or the talk done. It wasn't my strongest performance by a country mile. Bit hungover, felt like I was going to throw up when I sat down. Feels bigger, a lot bigger in this room compared to the last one. Last time, yeah, there's a lot of people kind of in a table, and a lot of them I knew a lot better. I was teaching all of them one-to-one, me personally. So it's a bit different this time because obviously a lot of the boys or the girls have been mentored by Riley or Jesse or Dan. Now we're gonna do a seating thing with Riley and Jesse and me. Maybe try to get down on FaceTime or something. Some blokes come over all the way from Belgium. It's almost 2 years of operations now, second meet up. Always surreal.
Jaden.
two of WokeFX's mentors, both only 19, is that right?
Yeah, 19.
19, twins obviously. Got a crazy story, multi-six figures in funding, huge payouts, all within a very short span of learning how to trade. We're gonna do a full interview with both of them very soon, so make sure you subscribe.